Hey everybody, how you doing? This is T-Ray from H10 Hanshin Tigers English News. You probably heard the big news. Well, since the last time we did a show for you, there's been tons of big news. Kosuke Fukudome has been told he will not be back next year. Atsushi Nomi has been told he will not be back next year. Justin Bour just got told today that he will also not be back next year. He was sent down to the farm yesterday, I believe it was, before yesterday's game. It was after the practice and before the game. So he now apparently will not be back in 2021. And I don't know about you, but I'm pretty choked up about that. This is a player that I have been rooting for personally. And I just feel like, what is the problem, Hanshin? Let me just get this off my chest, okay? So I've been following the Tigers since 2014, and I've gotten to know almost every foreigner to an extent. I've had contact with at least someone in the family, if not the actual player, for many of the past 6 years. Well, I've seen a lot of guys leave or been told that they had to leave because of poor performance. And in fact, putting aside whether or not they were given a proper chance, Matt Haig, Eric Campbell, Jason Rogers, Willeen Rosario, they didn't put up good numbers, and the result was that they got sent home early. It's really unfortunate. I liked all of them. I never actually got to meet Rosario or talk to Campbell, but I did have some contact with the other two. And also, after that, though, Efren Navarro, he put up, 3 home runs in the second half of 2018 and got called back for 2019. And then Jeffrey Marte put up 13 home runs in 2019, and he got called back for 2020. And I know it's not just about home runs, but Justin Bour has put up 17 home runs so far, which is better than any of these other guys and better than most of them combined. And yet the team is cutting him loose. Good luck finding more foreigners to come to Hanshin as hitters in the future, because word is getting around, I'm sure. Now, some guys are not performing, and the result is that they're sent the door. And okay, I know this might be a business decision, right? I mean, Bour was making a ton of money. This is a year in which the team has lost a ton of money, but they've got to suck it up. And they've cut bait with a lot of other guys that really were on their way out, like Fukudome and Nomi. And if you want to read my thoughts on that, you can check out the article on H10. But I really just feel like, they probably could have renegotiated with Bour, and I don't know, maybe they still will. I hope they do. But, he wants to stay. I can tell you that. I'm pretty sure of that. But this is a team decision, a business decision, and kind of an unwise one, if you ask me, because, you look at 2020 and they might have lost money on Bour, but in 2021, they could potentially, gain a whole ton of money on having Justin Bour in the fold. But that's their choice, and we got to live with it, and that's the news for you. So let's talk a little bit about what else has been going down. The Tigers lost 2 of 3 against the Carp at Koshien. They got slaughtered yesterday 9-5. They're actually down 6-0 after 3 innings with Iwata doing a job. The day before, we won 2-0, and again, we pulled out the magic wands in inning number 1 against Atsushi Endo, their pitcher, as we always do. Marte hit a 2-run home run, and after that, silence of the bats for both teams, 2-0 win. The day before, we lost, and I think we got 1 run in the last inning to break a shutout from Aren Kuri. Other than that, we had nothing going against him. 1 hit through 8 innings, lost that one. So we're going into Tokyo Dome, where we are currently 1 win and 8 losses on the year. You think that's bad? Well, it is, obviously, and but we've done just as bad in the past. I was reading through my old articles, and in 2015, I think we went 2-13, 2-12 there on the season, something crazy like that, like just ridiculous record against the Giants in Tokyo Dome. So it's happening again. Well, today they've got Imamura on the mound, and my guess is tomorrow they'll probably bring Sugano. They're probably going to start prepping him for Saturday starts, because he'll start game 1 and then potentially game 6 of the Japan series. And then Sunday, maybe we'll get Hatake. Those are their 3. As for us, we've got Yuki Nishi on the mound tonight. So I expect some competition from the Tigers. Tomorrow, my guess is it's going to be Akiyama, and then on Sunday, maybe Haruto Takahashi will make his return to the top squad. So the batting order of late, to me, has not been great. We're not playing to win anymore because winning doesn't matter anyways. And as I said last time, uh, if we finish in fourth, or if we're in fourth at the end of this week, it works to our advantage, at least for the draft, which is happening next Monday, if I'm not mistaken. And the order of the draft from the round 2 and on is determined by the standings at the end of play on Sunday night. So I almost prefer that we be in fourth, and we're only like 2 games up on the Bay Stars. So it is possible. I think they're going up against the Carp. So if they end up winning and we end up losing, we could end up in 4th place at the end of the week, but do not panic about that, Hanshin fans. The big thing is this. We need to get Yusuke Oyama higher up in the batting order so that he can win that home run title. That's right. That's what we're playing for now, folks. So why is he batting 4th and Marte 3rd? The other day, actually, the game ended, I think, on Marte getting an out. And if he had gotten on base, Oyama would have had another shot at a home run. Well, that, or if Oyama had been batting 3rd. What do you think about that, Mr. Yano? Put him up in the order, because who cares if he's batting 4th or not? That don't matter anymore. The other thing is, Itoi, who's putting him in that starting lineup? Like, give some of the younger guys a chance to prove themselves and to practice up, because as far as I know, there's no fall camp this year. So we need to give those guys some playing time. Why are we giving it to Itoi? The reports are that we are signing Itoi again for next year, and we're going to offer him a lot less than what he's made up until now, which is good. I personally I wouldn't even mind if they didn't offer him a contract, because he's turning 40 next year, and he's not contributing with power or speed anymore, and his defense is atrocious. That's my take. One more thing, I mentioned this in the last episode, I believe. There's a chance that the Giants will clinch the Central League pennant against us this weekend. But now, thanks to the Dragons going on a tear, that chance is extremely slim. The Giants would have to win all 3 against us this weekend, which is possible. But it would also require for the Dragons to be swept this weekend against the Swallows. Don't think that's going to be happening. So there you go. Because the Giants' magic number is 6. They can trim 3 by beating us 3. But they can only trim the last 3 if the Dragons lose their 3. So the chances of that happening, I don't like the chances, and that's good. Let the Giants clinch against someone else. All I care about is, Oyama, you get out there and hit some home runs, and our pitchers, you better stop Okamoto from hitting home runs, because if we can't get that individual title, what do we got to show for 2020? A bunch of episodes from T-Ray and a bunch of guys being sent out the door. And I'm going to send you out the door now. This is the end of this episode. Hope you've enjoyed. Like it, subscribe to the channel, check out the old videos, check us out on Patreon, all that good stuff. I will see you all next time. Have a great weekend of Tigers baseball. Go Oyama, go.